Okay. Hey y'all. I'm back. Sorry, technical difficulties, but it has been fixed. So welcome to the Vibe Out Zone where we do our live interviews. Um, Today we're going to be interviewing the beloved King David. I'm going to add him in just a couple minutes. But if y'all have any questions or concerns or want to ask him anything, please do so. Um, just make sure that y'all you can put it in the comments or wherever y'all would like to do it at. So I'm gonna go ahead and get him on here. Give me just 1 second, y'all. Speaking of Apollo's room, shout out to Shani Soul and Mikey. Um, hey,
What's poppin'?
there we go. All right, y'all. Sorry about the technical difficulty, but we live. We
Yeah,
live.
We live.
All right. All right. So welcome to the Vibe Out Zone.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. Okay, so do you go by beloved King David or King David or David? Do you really have like
I don't really. I don't really like have a set thing that I go by. I do. I would like to be called Beloved King David. That is like my name now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I went through like a couple of name changes. You know what I'm saying? Before I like really realized like me changing my name to Beloved King David was more of me just to realizing who the fuck I was, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And,
Okay.
like me like just coming into myself. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I can go by David. It's David or Beloved Bunny, whatever. It don't matter.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, like when I'm, asking you a question, I don't want to come off,
Yeah. No, you
Um,
can.
all right, so to start it off, we're gonna go ahead and do a speed round. It's basically just really, simple, lighthearted questions, but you have to answer within 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Oh shit.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and see, it seems easy, but I have to be like,
Oh shit. Hold on. All right, yeah. I'm ready to go.
But they're easy. They're easy. They're easy. When you hear it, just first thing that comes to your head. So first thing is your favorite thing to eat.
Mashed potatoes.
Okay, favorite season.
Summer.
Okay, favorite subject.
English.
Favorite album not by you.
Illmatic Nas.
Okay, favorite pet.
You said favorite what?
Pet.
Dog.
Favorite genre.
Of what?
Music.
R&B.
Who's your favorite? I'll fuck with that. Who's your favorite artist right now?
Me.
Okay, favorite color.
Yellow.
Spirit animal.
Jaguar.
Okay, what's your favorite song to listen to right now?
Anything by me.
Favorite emotion.
Happiness.
Okay, and then your favorite song that's by you.
ENDGAME.
Okay, so why did you say that a jaguar was your spirit animal?
I really didn't mean to say jaguar, but like it was like I had 5 seconds. So like
no, that's fair. That's fair. I just didn't know if like you really fucked with jaguars like that. I've never.
I say my spirit animal probably like a bird, maybe an eagle or something, because like they're not bound to anything. They're not like tied to anything. Them niggas just flying and soaring free every single day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
okay,
like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So how are you feeling? How have you been?
I've been cool. I've been great.
Okay.
I just came out like a week ago. That shit was fire.
I saw that. I'm very proud of you. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's a very good thing to do, on top of a very bold and brave thing to do. A lot of people, I know that probably felt like something, a weight off of your chest.
Yeah, for sure. It really was. Just go, bro. Just go. It really was. It helped me out a lot. I ain't really scared to tell nobody, but I did acid that same night I came out, and it was like I was on acid, and I just like remember seeing like this vision of myself, like stepping into my entire self, like who I actually am. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit just felt so great to me. I don't know. It really helped me out a lot, and just like figuring out how I'm gonna like take what direction I'm gonna take any and everything after this. You know what I'm
saying? Okay. All right. And then so we're gonna go ahead and do you want to, if you're comfortable enough, of course, discussing your upbringing, how you were raised, where you were raised, and what your parents were like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was born in Killeen, Texas, like a motherfucker.
I was born and raised in this bitch.
I was born in Killeen, Texas, at Metroplex. But I didn't live here after I was born. My mom was married. My mom got married like right after I got born, so I spent like the first 7 years of my life in Kentucky. So
okay.
Yeah, so like it was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like the first 7 years of my life was pretty tight. You know what I'm saying? I always loved music. I never knew I was gonna like do music. like ever. You know what I'm saying? I was like a nerd ass kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mom got divorced. We moved back to Texas. We were struggling, basically like every fucking day, like every year after that. And life got crazy after that. My mom went to jail. She went to the feds a few times. She went to the feds a few times. I ain't know my dad. I know him now. I ain't meet him until I was like 14. But when my mom got locked up is when I started getting into music. I started because like I said, my favorite subject is English. So I started writing rap so much just because like it was something that helped me. And I was ass back then, but then I just kept getting better. And then my mom got out and I kept getting better. And it was still a struggle even after she got out. You know what I'm saying? Because now she's a felon. She a convicted felon. She can't get many jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of shit to do. And she can't hustle because she just got out. She's not trying to go back to jail. So you know, the next like 5 years of my life after that, well, like really 14, 15, 16, like the next 4 years of my life after that was really my mom just rebuilding her life. You know what I'm saying? So like, in that whole time, I was really getting into music, and that's where I met like a lot of niggas. Like when I met Mikey and Shawnee at a poetry slam when I was like 16. You know what I'm saying? The niggas I run with, Frank, all them. I met all them niggas. I met everybody I fuck with now, everybody I make music with. I probably met them niggas in high school. Like Tim, I met Tim in middle school. A lot of people. It's a lot of people I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, but that's really my life. You know what I'm saying? Just at a certain point, realizing that a lot of people make music, and a lot of people gonna keep making music. A lot of niggas gonna rap. A lot of niggas gonna keep rapping. You know what I'm saying? But like, I was like, as long as I know that I'm doing it because this is what I love. This is what I'm actually into. This is what I want to this is what I want to pay my bills for the rest of my life. This is how I want to facilitate a future for my children. And more than anything, just the art form of it. You know what I'm saying? So that was really my childhood. It was just me. You know
Okay. Okay. So would you say that so you lived in Kentucky? What part of Kentucky did you live in?
I don't know. I don't remember because, and yeah, that's funny because I don't remember because my mom was married. And I was a military kid for the first 7 years of my life.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so we lived on base. I think like Fort Campbell or some shit. But yeah, my mom, we lived on base and shit in Kentucky. So that was pretty fire. Like first 7 years of my life, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So would you say that your how would you say that your upbringing benefited you? I want to say really benefited you, but made you realize that music was what you wanted to do as a career?
There was a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. I was already an artistic person. Like I love being in theater. I love drawing. I loved all that. Like I was already an artistic person. But like the best way that I've ever expressed my pain is by talking about it, by letting it out of my mouth and not just keeping it in here. So at a certain point, as I got older, I started writing more and more about like the pain that was in my heart, that was in my mind, like things I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like that's really when I realized I'm really good at this shit. Like this is a God-given gift. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like rapping can be a skill, but I feel like that was a God-given gift because of how well I can do it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. So when I was 17, I made my first song. It was called "Seen Too Much," and that shit was just basic. I wrote that song when I was like depressed and shit. You know, I was sad as fuck every day. So like my first song was just me like trying to express myself the best way I could. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So you started writing your music as like an outlet for what you were going through?
Yeah, because like I had started writing raps when I was like 9 years old. Mm-hmm. I didn't make my first song until I was 17, and when I did it, I felt so free. Like like the end result was really what made me think this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Like the end result of the first song I made, and like I was like, oh yeah, I don't really want to do anything else. Like I want to do a lot of other things. But this is the main thing. Like this is the main thing that I want to do right now. Like, it's been like that ever since.
Okay. So you said that you started doing raps at 9, but you released your first song at 17. How did you go about releasing that song? How did that day go for you when you first released that song? From the time that you started writing it, and then did you produce it yourself?
No, I did not.
Okay. So you have someone that you go do the
producer. No, I be producing my own shit now, but like that was 3 years ago, and it was a type beat. Like I went on YouTube.
Okay.
And I typed in lo-fi type beat.
Oh, lo-fi's are tight.
Yeah, and then lo-fi type beat came on, and I was like, all right, this fine, and I rapped on it. Like I was like,
okay.
Like, I already had a rap written, so like, but like the day it came out, I had got out of school, and I went over to my nigga Frank's house, and we was just sitting there, and I was like, hey bro, I'm trying to drop that bitch. He was like, right now? I was like, yeah, drop that bitch right now. I didn't do no promo, none of that shit. I just took a picture of the cover, I posted it, and was like, it's out. Like,
Okay.
I was like, it's out. Yeah, that was it. I'll say this. I went to school the next day, and I had mad niggas walking up to me all day like, yo, that shit was fire, son. Like, hey, yo, word is born, baby. That shit was tight. Yo, niggas was like reciting the lyrics and shit back to me, and I was like, oh, shit, that's cool. Like, that was like one of the best days ever for me in music for me. Like, was that day. Like, I never expected to like get so much love from people for something that I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just something that you just was like, we dropping it right now.
yeah, I was just like, fuck it, hey, fuck it, hey. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me, shit.
Okay.
Cause like I knew I was good, but I didn't think I made good music. You know, there's a difference between being a good rapper and making good music. And that was like the biggest problem that when I first started making music, that was always my biggest problem, was like just not trying to be a good rapper, but trying to make good music as well. You know what I'm saying?
And I think a big, I can't ever think when I'm doing interviews. A big factor that goes into making good music is that when you genuinely doing it because it's something that you love, you putting your heart into what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
So I feel like because you've said that, you know, you went through a lot, and that when you started writing music, it came from that. You know what I'm saying? You weren't writing it just to be like, hey, I'm around my friends and let me just, you know, write some bullshit. Like, this is like, hey, this is real shit. I'm trying to share it with y'all. So when you're able to share something and then you connecting with people through that, that's what makes good music for me. Anyone can rap over a beat. You can make anything that
Like,
rhymes and rap
the
it through a
biggest
beat.
thing is like being relatable. Like, you need to make some
Thank you.
shit.
That's what I was looking for.
I made this song called Lil Bow Wow, and I was like, I'm already depressed, and I just fucked my shoulder up 3 months ago. I was down bad. I was fucking broke. Then I got some bread, and I fucked it off. That was 8 bands that I touched this summer. And, like, that bar means so much to me because, like, this year, 2020, I fucked off 8 bands in a matter of 3 months. Like, I just fucked off 8 bands for no fucking reason. Like a dumbass. And, like, that shit was really hurting, you know. That shit was really hurting my pockets, you know what I'm saying? I was really hurting, like, a few months ago. And, like, I was just mad. Like, I fucked up my leg. I was dancing because I be dancing my ass off. But
I know someone said a live dance performance, please.
Nah, you good. We good off that. But I jumped up too high. I was on some You Got Served shit. I jumped up too high. Came back down. My leg hit the ground. I pushed the ball out of the socket of my hip. And like I was stuck in, because like when I fucked up my shoulder, it was for like 3 months. When I fucked up my leg, I was stuck in the bed for a week. I thought it was gonna be longer, so I had got in my head about it, and I was depressed and shit. And I was just like, fuck that, I'm not gonna sit here sad. And I wrote Lil Bow Wow, and I wrote that song, and that song is like one of the most emotional songs I've made ever though, because I talked about like my mom kicking me out because she found out I was drinking. Her wanting me to come back home. I basically told her no. Like I was just like, fuck that. Like it was a lot of shit that went into. That was like the first year I dropped the songs. That was the year I dropped my first song too. Like all that shit happened, and like it was so much I went through, and like I hadn't really talked about any of it. Like there's a lot that I would talk about that I hadn't talked about because I was like, man, what if my mom hear this song and she get tight, or what if my sister hear this song, or like any of my siblings, you know what I'm saying? So like it was more a matter of me being too scared to talk about what was going on until this year when I realized I can't keep holding this shit in, because I went to a mental health facility in like February. In like January, got out in February, but it was like, if I keep holding this shit in, that shit ain't gonna do nothing but break me.
It's down. Like turmoil to yourself.
Yeah, like it's really, that's really all it is. It's just emotional turmoil to yourself, and mental turmoil. Like, and that's shit you don't want, especially when you feel it towards yourself. Like that's something you got to get out. You know what I'm saying? So like I encourage everybody to find an outlet. So like, you know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Okay, I fuck with that. So then, what would you say is a triggering point? You've already kind of talked about when you wanted to pursue your music professionally, but was there any certain moment in time where you're like, you know what? I don't want to do a 9 to 5. I don't want to do this just as my outlet. I want to do this every day for the rest of my life.
Yes, and it was last year. Because I had already knew that I wanted to do this shit for the rest of my life. I had already had my mind made up. But and this is why I say last year. In 2018, Hipster Mills, rest in peace my brother, rest in peace Sean, my nigga. We had a BTL show at the Civic Center. And my set was first, and then Sean's set was after mine. Okay. And I'm not even finna sit here and fake the funk or nothing like that. I'm not finna sugarcoat. I was jealous of the motherfucker. I was mad at a bitch because I got on stage and I fucking did my motherfucking thing, and I had so much crowd control. But that nigga Sean got on stage and fucking turned that bitch upside down. Like, after the show, I was like, nigga, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. And then that became my nigga. Like that became my nigga, and then I spent like the entire last year with that nigga, like every day in day out with my nigga James, Marissa, like a couple people. But we had another BTL show June 15th last year. Goddamn, I'll never forget this shit. That was the moment where I was like, nigga, this me. Like this, I was we performed at the Civic Center again, and Sean's set was after mine this time because like me and Sean used to compete, and we used to let it be known to each other that we was competing with each other. Like we would not be on no, yeah, it's just friendly. Nah, nigga, fuck that. It's up. Like you know what I'm saying? We used to let each other know that. So like, I got on that stage, and like it was a BTL show, so of course like Frank gonna perform, Tito gonna perform, and we had songs with each other. So I performed during Frank's set, and then my set was right after Frank's. So I got on that stage, and I was already in my groove, and I was like, man, fuck that shit. I got teed up, and like I remember performing this one song I have called Motherfucker, and I remember standing with my foot on top of the speaker, and I remember seeing everybody holding their phones up, the fucking lights from the cameras flashing at me and shit. Like everybody in that bitch, I had everybody in that fucking room glued to me. Like I had so much crowd control, and that shit hit me so much because like it was only like a couple hundred or some more people in that room, but that shit felt like I was performing at Madison Square Garden. Like it felt like I was 500,000 people, and I was like, nigga, if I can get this many people in the fucking room to fucking go crazy to what the fuck I'm doing, what the fuck I'm saying when I'm performing, I can get the whole world to go crazy to my shit. I can get the whole world to fuck with my shit. Like, and that was really the moment where I stopped doubting myself, and I was like, nah, nigga, it's David. Like, it's David. I'm the best rapper alive. I might not be the best rapper alive, but I'm the best rapper alive. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That was for me.
All right. So then, who would you say that Sean was an inspiration to you? Because
Yes.
y'all were in such competitive when y'all would perform.
So
Would
like,
you say he was?
I remember I used to hate talking to Sean about how he inspired me because he'd be like, nah, bro, you inspired me. Like Sean would be like, cause like when I first met Sean, I told that nigga, I said, bro, I don't like 90. He asked me what I thought about his music. I said, I don't like 95% of your music. And then I got to know Sean, and I started the more I got to know Sean, the more what he said in his music would resonate in my brain, and I would really be thinking like, damn, bro, what the fuck? And then Sean always told me that because Frank let him on that BTL stage, that's what changed his life. And then he would always tell me that rapping with me is what made him a better rapper. But like I had to make it evident to him that rapping with him made me a better rapper. Cause like you can be a lyrical miracle, spiritual motherfucker all you want to. And I was, trust me, I was. But that shit don't mean shit if you're not being relatable. Because I had lost my way of like trying to relate to people, and I had just started rapping my ass off because I was like, if I just rap my ass off, everybody gonna fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But like rapping with Sean really made me, one, that shit made me rap different because this is the most unorthodox rapping motherfucker of all time. Two, that shit made me like start talking about my life more. Like that shit started making me talk about my life more again. Like I started opening up more in my music. It's this song by Earl Sweatshirt called Red Water, I think. And I wrote a song to it. I like remixed that hoe. And I was like, I didn't know that I could dream because I ain't been getting enough sleep. I wear my feelings on my sleeve. How the fuck you make me bleed? And like when I made that song, Sean was in the room when I made that song. Like I was just like, hey yo, I'm finna let y'all niggas know right now. I'm finna get emotional as fuck. And it was like, bro, Sean was like, bro, do that shit, get that shit out. Like Sean really did inspire me. Like Sean is the reason I started screaming on songs. Like this nigga made a song called H-Mac Bag, and he was like, yo, I need you to do the ad-libs for this entire song. Like, and I need you to scream for this entire song. Like, I don't need you to sound like you're chilling at any point. Like, I need you to, when this song starts to the time this song ends, you need to have lost your voice by the night. I was like, fuck it. And then I made this song called Jinkies. And like, Jinkies was produced by Tim, as a matter of fact. And there was a beat switch. Tim Blue. There was a beat switch in the song. Like the beat switched up to something more like erratic, like more like sporadic and hype and shit. And I was screaming my verse. I was screaming in that motherfucker. So like I was like, yo, hey Sean, because he was in the living room and I was recording. I was like, hey yo, Sean, come here. I was like, yo, you hear this shit? He was like, yo, this shit is hard. I was like, through my ad libs, nigga. And he got on that motherfucker and he just started screaming and shit. That day was probably one of my favorite memories to look back on. Like, cause we got a lot, but that's probably one of my favorites to look back on. Cause like, because of Sean, I really stepped out of the box. I made a song called Ready to Die where I was like trying to be on some alternative shit, like because of Sean. And that was like, and that shit is so bittersweet because like of what happened. and the song is called Ready to Die. But like Sean, like loved that song, and that's so bittersweet to me now, and it makes me not want to listen to it, but it still inspires me to like do more and still get out of the box. Like even though he's not here, he's here, and he still inspires me and shit to keep doing different shit. So yeah.
I can tell that they really stuck with you. By the way, you just talking about it and how you can tell you like reliving that whole moment while you talking about it. What inspires you most then? So I know that you said that Sean made you a better rapper and that he was inspirational to you. Do you have any other close friends or even just any well-known artists that do inspire you?
I'm gonna elaborate on that with a couple of different things. I'm gonna say a couple of different things.
You good? It's your interview.
I have 6 siblings on my mom's side.
Okay.
I have 2 on my dad's side. I don't know my sister, but I know my big brother, and he's like okay. But like I said, we struggled as a family growing up. You know, I grew up with my mom. My mom raised me, not my dad. So like my main inspiration is probably like my mom, my siblings, my little brother. His birthday is the day after mine. So like he acts just like he's literally the same person I was when I was his age. And like that's like one of my biggest inspirations. Like he been playing the piano lately and shit. Like he been playing the drums. He been learning a lot. Like he like music too, and that shit just made me want to go harder. So that when I do blow, because it's gonna happen, I'll be able to put him in a position to where he can explore the things that he likes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, and I like just encourage him to do shit like that. Another one of my inspirations, Sean, obviously, my little nigga Tito, my little brother Tito is one of my biggest inspirations because I was like, nah, nigga, auto-tune wouldn't sound good on me. You know me, I'm a motherfucking New York backpack rapping ass nigga, whoopty-whoopty. And he was like, nah, fuck that. So I did that shit with Tito, and that opened up a whole different sound that I didn't even know I had. One of my biggest inspirations as far as like talking, like writing goes, like as far as talking about my life and who I am, I'm gonna just always say number one is Drake. I don't give a fuck. Like that's my favorite rapper of all time.
I love Drake. I'm a fan of Drake, so I feel you.
Yeah, like Drake is like, and then like I'll say like as far as storytelling goes, Drake was my biggest inspiration because the songs like Look What You've Done, like you know what I'm saying, or Kendrick because like The Art of Pure Pressure, or the song You On to Pimp a Butterfly, like songs like that, or J. Cole. Like J. Cole is obviously the better storyteller out of all 3 of them, but like it's obvious. Like I started rapping like one of them niggas.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. I have a completely different sound, but I still do love to get in my boom bap bag and go get me like a little 90s beat or whatever. Go make me a little 90s shit and then rap my motherfucking ass off for a smooth 3 minutes and shit like that. But Roddy Ricch is a very big inspiration. One of my biggest inspirations of all time, and it'd be surprising the fuck out of people when I say this, is the Migos. Because
I'm from Georgia. I love the Migos. They funny. Yeah, like and they are like ad-lib kings, y'all. Like they known for that.
Like Migos to me, yeah, they are the ad-lib kings. But
they're
like,
the ad-lib kings.
What they inspired me to do was like, I remember when No Label 2 came out and they was talking about how niggas was stealing the Migos flow and they was gonna start extorting niggas, all types of shit, whoopty whoop. And I was like, but I never stole the Migos flow, but the Migos taught me how to flow. It's like using multi-syllables. Like Nas is my favorite 90s rapper. Nas and Jay-Z are my favorite rappers from the 90s. Nas taught me how to fucking use multi-syllables to fucking get bigger words in there when you feel like they're not gonna fit. But like the Migos taught me how to get bigger words in there. Not get bigger words in there. They taught me how to like say words that shouldn't be said together. Like the shit just don't make sense to me. Like they really taught me how to flow. Like as an artist, they taught me how to like have different cadences and flows and shit like that. So Migos, obviously Drake. I don't really have like a lot of new age inspirations because I think a lot of niggas is poop. So like I'm not even finna sit here and lie. I think a lot of niggas is poop. But like yeah, like those are probably my biggest inspirations. I could like Smino, he inspires me to be more melodic. No Name inspires me to be more political in my shit. Like I love No Name so fucking much. Anybody else, the whole Dreamville team, they did their fucking thing last year. They really inspired me to like, me and my group, we did an album last year. And after I heard that album, I was like, damn, bro, it was like, I watched the documentary on how the album was made and how all these different artists from different places and shit came together in one room to make this crazy ass shit. And I was like, nigga, if they can do that shit, we can do that shit. Like, nigga, I know we're good enough that we could be in a room with these niggas and rap with these niggas and be on par. I feel like I can out-rap a lot of niggas. Like, I just, like, that's just who I am. Like, when I freestyle, I still freestyle like a lyrical miracle. I just make different music now. It's like I switch it up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all of the inspiration that I've had from different artists, people, close friends, or anything. It's just switch it up. Everybody wants to hear something different. I want to hear something different. I don't fucking like listening to boom bap all day. I don't like listening to trap all day. I don't like getting hype all day. I want to listen to some motherfucking Alicia Keys. Or some
I was about to say, so you said, when I asked you the speed round, you said R&B was your favorite genre.
My biggest R&B inspirations, even though I can't sing, I be using the auto-tune sometimes. My biggest inspirations when it comes to like soulful shit and like shit like that, probably like Lauryn Hill. My number one. Lauryn Hill is really my favorite rapper of all time, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. Lauryn Hill is my number one, because Shorty just so soulful. Like the whole fucking album, like I'm so mad that's all we ever got from her.
Listen, R&B is my go-to all the time. I can listen to R&B at any moment. If I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm mad, if I'm depressed, like R&B is my go-to. When you say Lauryn Hill, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Alicia Keys too. Yeah, I like Alicia Keys.
Lauryn Hill, I love Alicia Keys. I love Dwelly. I love Music Soul Child.
Music Soul Child.
I love Music Soul Child. Goddamn. I'm from Texas, and within like growing up, I lived in Dallas and Lancaster a lot, and like, you know, Erykah Badu is from Dallas, so like she's really one of my biggest inspirations. I have a song where I sample some Erykah Badu, and I was trying to be on some Badu shit, and that hoe ain't never gonna come out, but that hoe kind of stupid. Like that hoe.
Okay, so you should release it if it's kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you right. But
I mean, you saying it's kind of stupid, just like you did with your first song. Just be like, here y'all go, and go back.
We gonna hold off on that right now because the album coming and shit. You know,
that's true. You could preview your album though, because nobody would expect that to be on your album. So then you could just be like, here's a little play, then here's my album.
Hey, that's crazy, because that would go along with the title of my album. You know, the title of my album is B.O.U.N.C.E, and it stands, it's an acronym. It stands for being only us and never conforming ever. And I really think, my bad, I wasn't trying to interrupt you or nothing, but like,
no, you good. This is your interview.
Yeah, I really think like that title has been me. It's like, since I've came out, that title means so much more to me, because like, I'm a black man. I'm a 21-year-old black man. I'm a 21-year-old pansexual black man living in America who raps and doesn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just like, damn, bro, it's been too many people killed this year, killed over time because of what they like, because of their preferences, their orientation, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, their gender, whatever they choose to be. It doesn't, like, and I was like, I don't have time to be sitting here hiding something because I'm not ready for the world to know, when it's people out here dying because of what the world knows about them. Like, I'm not finna sit here and be quiet and just like hide that shit no more. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being like never conforming. Like, if I sit there and I hide that shit because I don't want to ever deal with the questions of, oh, you whoop this, or the insults or the disrespect that people might throw at me, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them.
Yeah, because it don't matter. People gonna say something about you regardless.
Regardless
of what you do, people gonna find something to talk about. But also, when you trying to save the conversation of what you may talk, you know, what you may want to release about yourself, you, like you said, causing that emotional turmoil inside yourself because you holding all this in for what? You know what I mean?
And like, I've been hiding that shit since I was 15.
And
so
that's heavy.
That's heavy as fuck.
That's heavy.
Like, so when I did it, it wasn't even like I planned to do it or something. Like, I didn't even like fucking think I was finna like do that. I was just sitting there high as hell, and I was like, yo, I'm finna come. Like, I thought in my head, I was like, yo, I'm finna come out, and then I came out. Like, I was just like, fuck it, why not? And it was, hey, I feel so much better. I've had like a great fucking week. I just got done shooting a music video today. Like, I feel so much better. Like
a feather.
I feel like me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like me.
And that's important. That's especially with everything, like you said, everything going on in the world, to feel that heaviness on top of everything else, you know, that you've talked about, that you've went through, even within the last couple months, you know. I know that felt like a weight getting lifted off your shoulders.
And like, Sean was also like a big part of me coming out, because like, that nigga Sean was unapologetically
himself.
bro didn't give a fuck. I think I said it in a post, but the first night that I hung out with Sean, this nigga stole a fucking fire extinguisher from a gas station. We went to the mall. It was like 10 o'clock at night. We went to the fucking mall parking lot. We turned on the Still Tipping instrumental because we from the South and shit. This nigga started jigging in the parking lot with the fire extinguisher on some nut shit. And I'm just looking at this nigga like, bro, what
the fuck?
Yeah, I always thought that there was nobody that could ever match my energy except my nigga Tito. Like, I thought that was the only person that could ever be in the same room as me and be able to be as turned up as me until I met Sean. Because some fucking how, some way, the nigga was more T than I was. The nigga always had more energy than me. And I'm not used to that. And I admired that shit so much. Like, it was a lot of shit that Sean was scared of, but he was not scared to live his life and be who he was. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's really why I came out, because I had a dream about him, like, 2 weeks before I came out. And, like, ever since I had that dream, it was like he was just, like, egging me on, like, bro, do that shit. Like, because if he was here, he would have called
you on and told you to do it.
He would have called me and been like, yo, that's fire. You're gay. And then hung up in my face on some funny shit. Like, on some funny, and then we would, like, that shit would have been funny. Like, we would have genuinely had a laugh, because, like, that's, like, it was love. You know what I'm saying? It was always love. It was always love, no matter what. And that's really my whole message, is just love people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just love each other. It don't cost nothing to love somebody. It don't cost shit to love nobody.
And it don't. What are your, if you weren't to be a rapper, what do you think that you would be, like, what do you think you would be doing?
Selling drugs. No, I'm
okay.
Just
I'm like, okay, hey.
I'd be writing screenplays. I'd be directing my own short films. I'd be out here trying to be in movies. I'd be out here trying to act. I'd be out here writing novels. I'd be out here doing some other shit, that some form of art. Like, my whole life, like my whole, like, game design or some shit. You know, my whole life has really revolved around art and, like, just loving art. Like, comic books are an art form to me. Like, I love fucking superheroes. I'm a fucking nerd. Like, my favorite superhero. Yeah, my favorite superhero is fucking Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you. Yeah, my boyfriend must have got on his headset because it probably connected to it.
But we good though, right?
No, we're good. It was probably Sean.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, like, it's really all just art to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, in a way. Did it connect?
It was Sean's fault.
Bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, apologize.
Bitch ass nigga.
He said, "I'm sorry, y'all."
Yeah, you better be sorry, fuck nigga.
Hey, so sorry. Anyway.
No, I love that guy, man.
Hey, me too, man. He get on my nerves sometimes, but I love him.
But yeah, like, that's, like, it's all just about art to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could convince every child on this earth to take up some form of art, I promise you, it might not always help, but it'll always lift a big weight off their shoulders when they're going through something. Because, like, they'll be able to, whether paint about that shit, draw that shit, write that shit down, or just fucking sing about it, or make a short film about what the fuck they going through. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even got to release it, but, like, something just to always have them to hold, something to hold on to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you need to be your own.
I agree.
You need to be your own anchor, but you need to have something.
You need to be able to release yourself onto something. I know that when, because when I was younger, my mom abused me for a grip. So myself at that point, because, you know, you young, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You really don't know how to express what the fuck you feeling other than I'm feeling like this. This is how I'm feeling. So when I was younger, music was my go-to, which is why R&B is it resonates with me so much, because you can, older R&B allows you to feel so much. You know what I'm saying? So when, like, India, Ari was one of my favorites. Music Soul Child, Sean introduced me to him when we were younger. Luther Pendergrass, like, you feel. You know what I'm saying? You feel. And even if it's like being a sad emotion is not a bad emotion, because you're supposed to feel that, you know what I mean? Or being angry. You're supposed to grieve. You're supposed to be angry. You're supposed to be happy. So it's like when you feeling those emotions, I feel like R&B is a good genre that allows you to feel that wholeheartedly. So when I was younger,
get that shit out, whatever you need to do.
yeah.
I
So when
like
I
how
was
you
younger,
open. I like how
yeah,
you
you
opened up
disrespectful.
about. I like how you opened up about that because like I was abused too as a kid, like for a very long time, and like my mom never had like one man like after she got divorced.
Yeah.
So like men coming in out of her life, and all of them was whooping my ass. Like every single one of them was whooping my ass. Like I don't just mean they was like beating the shit out of me type shit. Like so like I never and like the what go on in this house stay in this house. You know what I'm saying?
Type of
So
thing.
I couldn't go out and be like this is happening to me at home. I didn't really have a way to express shit. So when I got older, it got harder for me to like when shit would happen to me when I got older, I would never know how to go about that shit.
Yeah.
Because I would always be so fucked up about the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like I went like I used to punch myself in the face type shit. I done punched holes in the wall like and all of that shit. I do have mental health issues, so I do have episodes here and there, but all of that shit has gone into the music or it has been talked about and I've gotten that shit off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Like I've gotten that shit off my shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Like really just lifting myself up type shit. So I really appreciate you opening up about that because I feel like people aren't always comfortable with talking about like what has happened in their household and shit like that and what's happened to them. But like I feel like it's necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, Sean over here laughing because I told him he was disrespectful. I told him he was disrespectful when he was walking in the living room. But no, but see, you talking about, you know, how music and art, it was your go-to, was your outlet. I feel like a lot of people resonate with that, but when you younger, they don't talk about that.
They don't talk about that.
You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about that shit. They're just like, oh, you need to go talk to a therapist. You need to do this and get put on this medication. It's like.
Also, when you're younger, they make you believe that when you get older, my nigga, you have to work a 9 to 5. You're gonna have to go to college.
What?
You're gonna have to be a motherfucking CEO.
You need to have good credit. You need to have all this shit.
Motherfucker, go fuck, bro. Like that's the biggest thing. Cause like me personally, I feel like I don't have no time to be fucking my life up because I got shit to do. But like, go fuck your life up. Like when you young as hell, go fuck your life up. Go find out what the fuck you like. Go find out what the fuck you want to do. Cause I didn't get to do that shit. Like I didn't get to do none of that shit. Like when my mom got locked up, I had to grow up. Like I had to beat the shit out of niggas like a lot. I had to make sure my big sister was good. I had to make sure my youngest sister, she's 12 now, but she was like 3 at the time. I had to make sure she was straight. You know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just like I wish that somebody would have been there for me when I was younger to tell you, hey, you can do this.
You can do this and it's okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can do this to stop feeling this way, or you can do that to stop feeling this way, or you can do this to express how you feel. Like, and nobody really showed me that. So, like, when I got in the theater when I was in 7th grade, I was like, yo, this shit fire.
Yeah.
This shit fire. You know what I'm saying? And then I got back into writing rap seriously when I was in, like, 8th grade. And this shit, it's been that way since then. You know, I've had my outlet.
And it's good to have an outlet.
Oh, that's my play step there right there. What's up, Mr. Lonnie?
So what would you say is your favorite collaborations that you've done so far?
Anything that I've made with Tito Lounge. Anything that I've made with Tim Blue. My favorite collaboration right now is a song called Mosh World Militia. Cause and I'm gonna elaborate on that real quick. Mosh World Militia, I made that because, you know, before Sean passed, he wanted to do Mosh Club. And his idea for Mosh Club was there was going to be like an hour of music being played. I was going to perform for 30 minutes. He was going to perform for an hour, and then the show was over. So, like, that was like, going to be Mosh Club. And that's how he wanted it. And he passed. And, like, people were talking about, like, still doing Mosh Club and shit like that, you know. And it was something that, was hard for me to understand and deal with. Because, like, one, I don't want to get on that fucking stage and do Mosh Club without my nigga. Like, that's just going to feel off to me, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was like, what if I do it and honor him, and then I get all that shit out on that stage? I get on that stage and I let it all hang out, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still a conflict for me because, like, I don't want to do this. And then, bro, that's never what Sean never wanted that. You know, if Sean passed, he probably didn't want nobody to do Mosh Club, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know if he wanted his music to be released, we have proof of that. But, like, we don't really know if he still wanted people to, like, take his shit and do a show off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something we know. So I've been trying to honor him in different ways. Like, so I made this song called Mosh World Militia with Dirty Pain and Tito Lounge on it. That's probably my favorite collaboration right now. Or the song on my album with Sean called The Battle. Cause like it's skits on my album and shit. I was telling the story on my. I was like trying to tell a story without saying I'm telling a story. So the skits kind of came in kind of smooth as like they came in smooth as fuck. Like I never said, yo, this is a story and I'm telling it, pay attention. They just come at you. So when they hit you, it's like, oh shit. And then it goes skit, no skit, skit, no skit. So first song is skit, second song no skit, third song is me and Sean. We had like a battle. He lost. He started talking this shit. And like I can't wait for everybody to hear this because it's like my best project. But like that's probably one of my favorite. I don't really have a lot of collaborations with a lot of people. Like the people that I do want to collab with are probably fucking famous or something.
I was about to say, so who would your dream collaborations be?
As a matter of fact, me and Mikey just did a remix of this one song like a week ago, and he fucking bodied me on that hoe. I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
Listen, Mikey low key, like he be low key coming with good shit. Like he'll say shit and like you'll hear it and you'll be like, hold on, man.
Like,
let me.
I've always admired Mikey because of how different our styles of rap are. Like we both love the 90s culture of rap, which is why when we rap seriously, that's why we rap while we do. But we still have two different styles of rap. And like that nigga Mikey always told me since I was younger. Mikey and Shawnee have always told me since I was younger how much they really like fuck with my music and how much they are impressed by my rapping and shit. So like whenever, so I was like, man, I'm finna write this shit. I was like, I sent that hoe to him and I was like, bro, this nigga finna body me. I should have let this nigga rap first so I could do my thing after, but he sent it back and I was like, what the fuck? So that's probably one of my favorites. You a mark, you a hoe, you a punk, you a bitch. That's probably one of my favorites right now. Famous people that I would love to collab with. Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Nas, Lauryn Hill. Obviously, even though her fucking career is like in a fucking Windsor knot or some shit, her shit all fucked up. But Roddy Ricch, YB and Cordae. I would love to like be able to be in the same room as him and have that little moment of competitive rapping to see who's really the better lyricist. I would love to see that. Even though I think I would probably lose because you know I ain't been on my lyrics and shit like I used to be. I used to be so cold, but like lately I just been exploring how to like just make people move and like how to make them feel what I'm saying and move to what I'm saying at the same time. Yeah. So who else?
Would you collaborate with the Migos?
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. It's like this. If you do something and you want me to be a part of something that you're doing, I'm gonna feel honored because like you like everybody. I think in my head, everybody has the right to be stingy. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want somebody on something, you don't have to put like if a nigga asks me, yo, let me get on this, and I tell him no, and he get tight about it, I'm be like, yo, fuck you. Where's it going? Suck a dick and die. You know, I ain't trying to hear shit you told me now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll put on the New York accent and go the fuck off, cause fuck you. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I think more than anybody, the person that I want to collab with most though, it's probably Lil Wayne.
Okay, why?
Because you can hear it when I freestyle. Like when I rap, you just hear David. But when I freestyle, you hear Lil Wayne. Cause like that's the fucking king, greatest of all fucking time. I would love to get in the studio with Wayne, smoke a fucking backwood, and then just freestyle with this nigga and go bar for bar or some shit. Like that would be like my favorite collaboration of all time if I got to rap with Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole, probably not. I don't know. The nigga too boring for me. He's like one of my favorite rappers, but the nigga boring. And he might out rap me, but I'm gonna like out energy that nigga, and that's not fun.
Okay, yeah, he's like my energy good. Yeah, no, I know about you and your freestyles because I think the first time I had met you when we had went to that party when you and Sean was there for like y'all was rapping for like what 30 minutes, an hour for just a freestyle. Shut up, Sean. No one cares that J. Cole boring.
Get out the log. Get the fuck out the log, bro.
Over here, oh shitty ass. I'm just playing.
She going on. She going on.
Bro, let me stop because I know he'll come out here and just stare at me. But I think that's one thing that resonated with me when I first met you. Sean, chill out. Stay in the live. Don't be like that.
Don't be like that, bro. I love you, man. I love you, nigga. Come on, bro.
But was your energy. It was your energy that stood out because you were, to me, you were unapologetically yourself. And I didn't, that was my first time meeting you. But you were just your energy. You started freestyling, then you started dancing, then you had a dance off. So it was like you was having a
Yo.
rap battle on the dance off. I'm like, I was like, yo, what
Yeah,
the
at the
fuck is
same
going
time,
on?
like that's why I love Sean so much. Like, and I didn't say this, but I fucking hate that I don't have a song with Sean. That shit pisses me off. Like, I would love to make a song with Shawnee. I know that shit would be crazy as fuck. But like, that's why I love being in the same place as Shawnee. Cause like, if I start dancing, he gonna start dancing. Or like, if he start
When y'all
dancing,
did
I'm
that
gonna start
dance,
dancing.
y'all dancing. Like it was rapping, and then you started dancing. I was like, what the fuck is going on, dog?
I don't even know. He said, this nigga David don't shut up at the functions. That man said we on the way. Yeah, me and Shawnee on the way. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Hey, listen, but yeah, I love shooting that music video with them too. That was pretty tight to me. I wanted them in my shit, but because of like scheduling and shit, like things like I couldn't fit everybody in it.
Yeah.
So, the next one though, I'm trying to get everybody in that motherfucker. I'm trying to. Like, even motherfuckers that I don't hang out with on a daily basis. I just want anybody that knew Sean and Sean fucked with them to be in that video. That's really how I'm coming this video. But yeah.
That's tight. That's tight. So I know that we had talked about holding off on you previewing any music because you want it, to when it first comes out, you want them to hear it then. But do you mind going into a little bit of what your album is?
This album is me stepping out of like. Okay, so Shawnee and Mikey can both tell you this. When I first started rapping, when I first started making music, my rap name was the Bummy Kid. Like, I just put out a song like a week ago about Sean. You know, it was like a month after his passing, so I was finally able at a place where I could speak about it. My first rap name was the Bummy Kid, and like that song was if I was still the Bummy Kid, that's how I would have rapped about Sean. Yeah, basically, that's how I would have rapped about Sean. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was still the Bummy Kid, like I really tapped into like 2016, 2017 me to rap about my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And what the fuck was the question?
Explaining your album, what it is.
Oh yeah, I used to be the Bummy Kid, and like for a long time, I used to be the Bummy Kid. I went to Ray Sean Knight, and then I finally went to David. Like, just it was David, all caps with a period, and that's it. And then I changed it to Is David, and when I changed it to Is David, I made Motherfucker. I made Excelsior. I made all type. I started getting out the box. I started like rapping on shit that wasn't what I was used to. You know what I'm saying? So like from 2018 for like the next 2 years after that to like this year, those 2 years weren't even spent with me like seriously trying to make shit to drop. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to like change my sound and switch it up to what would be not be more enjoyable, but like shit that I want to listen to get turned to. I want to be able to do that to my music. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to know that I'm still using my skills and my talent to rap my ass off, but at the same time, I'm fucking making some crazy shit, right? But this is the thing. A lot of motherfuckers ain't want that from me because so many people was just used to hearing me just rap and just spit. And if I would have kept doing that, I would have been conforming. I would have been staying inside the box. I would have been staying the same. And I was like, ain't nobody ready for this shit that I'm about to drop. Like, before I even started working on my album, I knew what I was about to do with the album. I knew that I was like, this hoe cannot sound anything like the Beloved King. It can't sound anything like when Great Rhymes comes. It can't sound anything like Nocturnal, which is nobody knows what the fuck that is. But it can't sound like any other project that I've ever dropped, and it can't sound like any other song that I've ever made. Every song on this album has to be different for the sake of the title, the never conforming, being only us. Every song on this album needs to push the boundaries more on how I'm not just one sound. I'm not just one rapper. I'm like 40 rappers in one. I'm doing the best I can to change to change every day, and to make sure that this album changes with every song. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like the title also like I said, I came out, so the title means so much more now. So it's like if it like okay, and on this album, I also did what Sean would have wanted me to do. I opened up and I talked about it. I had to, and it was because like the bad thing about it though, about this album, is Sean was supposed to be the antagonist for the story. He was supposed to be the bad guy for the story. And we got like 2 skits done, and that was it. And then he passed. So like he was supposed to come back to Austin so we could finish him. And I saw him 2 days straight, back to back. And then 3 days later he passed. He passed that Friday. And I had seen him that Monday and Tuesday, me and Dirty. And after he passed, I was like, bro, I don't even want to drop this fucking album anymore. I don't even want to finish it. Like finishing this without Sean just doesn't seem realistic to me. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem real at all. And then I got up off my ass one day and I sat in front of I was crying. And I was like crying hard as fuck. I was like begging God to let me talk to Sean. And then like I just stopped crying, and this song idea came in my head, and I named it ENDGAME. And I was just talking my shit. Like I was just like, I know that you losing your mind, it's for certain. I know I can see in your eyes it ain't working. That dissing my dead homie, you put a curse on you. Why would you put on yourself such a burden? We finna make a movie, Tim Burton. Like,
For Tim Burton, like, that's how. And if people know,
people know I'm on some dark shit.
You want some dark shit?
I'm on some heavy shit.
I'm like, bro, instantly thinking about all of his shit. Like, that's some dark shit.
Like, the last 2 songs on my album are Mosh World Militia and ENDGAME, and they're both songs that I really like. I don't even care about the skits anymore. Like, I'm gonna have another skit, but the skit is gonna be me explaining the album and like using Sean as a way to explain the album, because like if it was anybody that was being himself and never conformed, it was Sean Miller. That man didn't make music like anybody else on this planet. Nobody rapped like Sean. Nobody made music like Sean. That man was really the most non-conforming person I've ever met in my life. So like that's really how I'm gonna use the rest of the album. It's 11 songs, and that's how I'm gonna use the rest of the album, is to express how much I'm glad that he was able to help me finish formulating the idea around this album, and how much he meant to me and how much he meant to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this album is me being me and loving Sean at the same time. Like, really, that's really what it is.
And we can appreciate that. I can tell how much he meant to you.
But
no, this album gonna be fire. I can tell just by the way you talking about it. You very intimate with your music. And that's gonna make a good album at all, just because it's coming down here. It's not coming for the likes or for the hype or for the clout for it. Like, you doing it because this is who you are. Like, I was figuring my shit out, now you about to feel me. You know what I'm saying? Like Sean had put on you, like figure your shit out.
I dropped the project ever since I started making music. I've dropped a project almost every 6 months. My first project was December 2017. My next project was June 20th, 2018. Then I dropped another project. I was off course. I dropped a project February last year, and then I dropped another project in June. And then I didn't really drop a project in December. I dropped a little mixtape called Like It's 95 with just me rapping on old 90s beats and shit. And then I dropped The Beloved King in June. So it was like I'm trying to stay on course and dropping one every 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But also while dropping one every 6 months, I'm challenging myself, because quality over quantity, you get what I'm saying? Like, so like like this album means so much to me, like, because the 6 months apart, the Beloved King and the Beloved King and Bounce weren't even finished 6 months apart. Like, I finished Bounce like a week ago. Like, I finished the album a week ago. And the Beloved King dropped June 19th. It's fucking November. and
Yeah.
I'm ready to drop this out. I'm like the most impatient person on the planet. Like I want
Hey,
to
I'm
drop this album.
impatient too. When
Yeah,
I
I
want
want to drop
something
this
done, I
album
want it
so
done
bad.
right now at this very moment. I don't want to wait. I don't care. I want this done. I feel that. I'm very impatient. I'm very
Yeah, like
impatient.
I'm so ready to like. I'm so like. It feels different. It feels so much different. Like this time, I don't know what happened in the last like 4 or 5 months, but this time dropping this project, it feels completely different. It feels like I'm actually onto some shit. Like it feels like I'm like cracking the code right now. It feels like I'm out here punching in the numbers, getting
Like the Da
shit
Vinci
done.
Code.
Motherfuckers is like the Da Vinci Code. Motherfuckers is like, fuck is that? And I'm like, you know,
Got there you go.
type shit. Like it just feels good as fuck. It feels completely different this time. I know 100% I'm ready.
Okay, well, I wish that we had more time to get all of this out to know more about you. So I definitely want to DM you about doing a live with you, like an
Okay.
actual, us meeting up. I know you was just here on Monday, so I should have brought it up to you then. But definitely going ahead and bringing it up to you to do a live, just so that we can record it ourselves and be able to really go more in depth. Because I feel like this interview was very, like someone said, enlightening. Like you know what I'm saying? You also very nice to listen to because you're not just talking just to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like you like, hey, this is me. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know exactly what it is. I don't care if y'all fuck with it or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I
It's,
fuck with
hey, it's balanced. It's being only us. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
yeah, I
That's
feel that.
really all it is. That's like.
I definitely fuck with that. I definitely fuck with that. Excited as fuck to hear your album. And to hear your single when it drops as well.
I might give
So
y'all a sneak peek. Y'all all over there in the same spot. I might give y'all a sneak peek.
yeah, see, okay, so I'm definitely gonna hit you up about this. But a big thank you to our guest, the beloved King David. Make sure that y'all follow him on his socials. We'll drop them when we post the video. And any of the other streaming platforms that he may be on. Watch out for his single that comes out on
November 27th.
Yes, November 27th. And then you're dropping something Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Yes, so make sure that y'all
I'm
be on the
dropping a music.
lookout.
No, I'm dropping a music video. I'm dropping a music video on Christmas.
Yes,
Christmas
okay.
Day.
There we go. So y'all make sure that y'all
I'll
tune
be
in for
dropping
that. Y'all tune in for that. It's coming, it's coming. So thank you so much. And as always, we'll see y'all next time on the Vibe Out Zone.
All right, thank you. Thank y'all. Yeah.